Wow. So today is my first full day back in Arizona. Last night, camped out in a huge open, wide open expanse. I think it was BLM land, cattle grazing. Just amazing views. Late at night, I went out, got out of the tent. The stars were just amazing. I mean, something you never see in the city. It's the type you always see in those photographs. Kind of the long exposure type, where you see so much of the universe. So, had a really nice night. Went to sleep, watching the stars. Woke up with cattle all around us. Very curious cows checking us out. And they eventually left. And got an 8:30 start, so pretty early for me. 8:30 in the morning. Kind of, since it was such a flat open area, the sun hit us pretty early, whereas on most days there'd be mountains or trees blocking the sun. So got an 8:30 start. Right around, the elevation was 5,000 feet, and since then we have climbed all day. We're at 7,542 feet according to the GPS. So over 2,500 feet in climbing, going towards Jacobs Lake on Highway 89A. Which is pretty busy highway. It's the alternative route to 89. That's what the A stands for. And it's pretty much one of the worst roads I've ridden on. I mean, it's right up there in the top probably 5 roads I've ridden on as far as shoulders. What you see right now is nice compared to most of it today. So with as much traffic as it usually gets here, and today's Monday, but on the weekend I'm sure it's even worse. As much traffic as it gets, people going to the North Rim, going to Kanab, you know, just the whole tourist area in northern Arizona and southern Utah. I'm really surprised Arizona hasn't fixed this road up, given it wider shoulders, better surface. It would make sense. There's some areas where, you know, if you get a flat tire or a blowout, I don't know what you're gonna do. Ride on them for quite a few miles to find a spot to pull over. So I think we're about 7 or 8 miles to Jacobs Lake. And I think there's a rest area there, visitors center, and a campground somewhere in that area. I don't know if we'll use the campground. Depends on the price. The few that I've seen, the U.S. Forest Service campgrounds are usually like $20 a night. so I'm not going to pay that. I'll pay if they had a hike and bike area, sure, but not $20 just to set up a tent. And the ones I've seen didn't even have showers, so we'll see. Maybe there's somebody I can share a site with. There's a lot of little side roads, so if the campground is too expensive, I'll just go off on a side road and camp like I did last night. I just learned this today. The Forest Service calls it dispersed camping. You know, I've been calling it stealth camping or free camping. They call it dispersed camping. I guess you're dispersed out in locations away from campgrounds. I've seen about 6 or 7 of these Mercedes, the little boxy, not the Sprinters, but I mean the little four-wheel drives, kind of box shaped. I think usually 2 or 4 door. I've seen a bunch of them today, all going in the same direction. So I have a feeling there's some sort of club or something that's probably meeting up somewhere. 7,569 feet. And it's been quite a climb. I mean, I've been riding for 7 hours. Stopped a few times to give the dogs a break. But some serious climbing. And you can see again the shoulders just garbage. So I'm a little over 7,600 feet in elevation. It's about 4:13 in the afternoon. Sunsets at about 6:30, so I've got 2.5 hours, a little over 2 hours to find a spot. About 5 miles, I think, to Jacobs Lake. So I have to decide if I want to make it there and look for a place to camp, or if I want to just camp out here somewhere. Off to the left, on the left side of the road, the forest has been burnt out. I think it was prescribed burn. And then on to the right, a lot of trees that have been tagged with blue ribbons. I don't know if they're going to be cleared or what. And then straight ahead, you might be able to see the smoke. There is a prescribed burn going on, or a controlled burn, or so I'm getting close to 20 miles for today, and it's been 20 miles of almost all uphill, about over 2,700 feet climbing, which I can tell in my breathing, a little change. So I am going to look for a road, and then go off and do dispersed camping. I guess I should start using the correct term, which I really like. I like about the Forest Service, the national forest that lets you do this. You know, you got to be responsible and everything. So I do see a road off to the left with a sign. Something about wildlife. So I might take that road. I don't want to, I don't know what it'll be like camping in some place that's been burnt out. Let me cut over real quick. Check it out. Save dead trees for wildlife. Which is, don't use them for your campfire. Now this is a pretty well maintained road, which is good because what I'm driving, this trike, doesn't do too well on a lot of dirt roads. But it could also be bad if it means there's a lot of traffic or a lot of people coming through here. It is burnt out, so maybe people won't want to come and camp here in the areas that have. And it almost looks like they started the fire on the left side of the road here, maybe because of the winds, and let it go that direction, which I'm guessing is west. And then on the right side, there's nothing burnt. You definitely smell it. It smells like a fireplace or a campfire. So I don't want to go too far. We've got a fork in the road here. Hold on, Twinkie. The road to the right here is a little less maintained. It's in the area that's not burnt out. You can still hear the highway a little bit. So, and it looks though fairly level. I mean, not real steep or anything or rough. And then there's a road off that way too. So there's a lot of areas here where we can camp. A lot of flat areas as well, which are nice. Which will be good for pitching a tent. They've got the pine needles on the floor. I just have to remove the pine cones, and the prescribed burn that's going on, I think, is a good distance away, so I don't have to worry. I don't think it's going to get out of control and come over here. This is road or trail 279E. And I'm hoping, because it is Monday instead of the weekend, there won't be a lot of people coming out. Many of the people that I saw on the roads, the cars and the RVs and stuff, a lot of them probably wouldn't want to drive back here anyway. Twinkie's going crazy because I think she's seen a lot of squirrels. So it's going to be tough keeping her from running off to chase the squirrels. That stump would be a good place to prepare some food. But I want to go a little further this way. want to make sure I don't get too far off and too rugged. Okay, there's an open area here. And I think I'm about 5 miles from Jacobs Lake, so tomorrow it'll be an easy ride to Jacobs Lake. Hopefully, I don't know, it could be more climbing. Or who knows, might just decide to stay another day out here. This is looks like somebody's camped here before. And I don't see any garbage, which is nice. Looks like they packed out whatever they packed in. And that's kind of one of my mottos, leave no trace. Whenever I okay. Oh, let's see. This looks like a really nice spot. But yeah, wherever I camp, I always look back and say, leave no trace, you know, and I look back to see that I've left no garbage, nothing that, you know, other than footprints and tire tracks that would lead anybody to believe I was ever there. So that's just kind of my motto. And got a couple hours till the sun sets. Of course, with the trees, it'll get darker a little sooner. So I'm going to find a spot, hopefully someplace with pine needles. Right, this area is more dirt, and so I might even move to another area if I can find a place with pine needles, a good flat area. And I'll check back with you guys.